A lot of time I used to put them out, that little bag there, sitting there somewhere. Like they give them cookies and cup juice and something. I just put in my bag, I bring it home. When Keon come, I give it to them children. So one of the ladies told him, told this particular lady, he said it, they're gonna search your bags. Don't not telling me nothing. But she's a Christian. I went, I'm a Christian. Don't tell me nothing. Well, I mean, I want somebody to tell me if I'm doing something that they're gonna get in trouble. Tell me about it.
Right, right.
Daddy, how do you want to be remembered as far as when you look back over your life? And
just remember me as I took care of my children and took care of my own.
Okay.
See, when these children were going to school, lunches was 15 cents. I was giving my $50. I thought that I was doing right, but I found out I was doing wrong.
Right.
See, if a child got too much money, everybody want to be with him if he got money.
Right.
You know that?
Right.
And he ain't going to get his lesson.
Right.
Because they got too much company.
Right.
And that's what it was. See, that's why none of them didn't finish school.
Mm-hmm.
They had too much money. See, anything that it could be in July. If them children say they want a motorcycle, a bicycle, skates, go get a D.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
And learn them.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, Thad had 13. Give them nothing. Just about every one of them children got their own home.
Mm-hmm.
And got an education.
Right.
But mine didn't want it. When June was 17 years old when he finished high school. I said, June, you go to college. I don't want to go to college, Daddy. I want to go in the army. I found out he could get them drugs in the army. You understand?
Okay.
And that's why he wanted to go in the army.
Okay.
So he went in there. But after he got in there, it wasn't like he thought. Then he went to writing, Daddy, can you get me out? I said, I can't help you. But he lucky enough to stay in there 2 years and got an honorable discharge.
Okay.
And when he got a discharge, he went down there somewhere and got a job. When they gave him an examination, they spied something on him. They thought he had cancer.
Mm-hmm.
They put him on a painter.
Okay.
That ruined him. That and his mama. Well, see, I was getting ready to retire. And I'm going to try to get Jude that job I had. Because I used to take him up there. The fellows at Brumfield says, I ain't going to stay tonight, but we don't work all day. And he comes to the superintendent of Brumfield says, can you stay a while tonight? I said, let me ask the men. But see, I would never tell him, yeah. I said, let me see what the men say. I go to the men and I said, the superintendent want to know where y'all stay tonight. Yeah, we'll stay. But I go back and tell him, maybe one man said, he don't want to stay.
Right.
He said, Brum said, you can go get your son and let him make that money. See,
Okay.
he's going to use his name, but he's going to give it to my son, get the money to my son, you understand?
I see.
Because, I mean, my son ain't no union man.
Oh, I see.
D, you ain't got to work like your daddy. Your daddy works like a fool all the time. You ain't got to work like that. Well, I mean, June young, he just figured he ain't got to work like that. I come in one evening, we knocked off at 3 o'clock. I said, June, I got a job for you. He didn't say nothing. He sat around, we went right there in Napoleon. Went on, we got to the ship. I said, let's go to work. I ain't had nothing to eat. That's what June said. I said, well, why you didn't tell me you ain't had nothing to eat? Why you wait tonight? I ain't had nothing to eat. That's all he would say.
He didn't want to do the work.
He don't want to work.
Yeah.
I told one of the boys, I said, take June to Napoleon and Chapel Dooley and put him out.
Okay.
I said, don't you never come to me for a job no more longer than you live. June had went down there to that time the Dodge place was at Tulane in Carrollton. Went down there and paid down on an automobile. I was going to help him to get it. This guy got to talk with him, and they left and went to New York. Well, I had to go back and get the money back. Went to New York, and June was getting, I think it was $600 a month. He can't let the money come to him because he's on them drugs, he's going to use it up. I had to send him money and get the money to come here and send it to him about a week. I'm getting up in the morning, run to Western Union and send him some money. The lady down there come out of so much, they didn't know why I was sending it to him. The lady told me down there, it's time for that boy to be sending you something, much money you sending. I got ashamed. And the lady, whoever it was he's staying with in New York, somehow or other, I guess she see that, he must have told her, I guess. She called Dee and she used to talk with Dee. She said, I could see he's from a good family. She said, but he's running with some bad boys up here. Said, I tried to talk to him, but I can't tell him that. He won't listen. So, you know he went to the pen, 5 years.
Yeah.
Now, he don't want his family's children to know that.
Oh, yeah?
No, he don't want the children to know that.
Yeah, well, I had pictures of him. I had a picture of him in there.
Oh, do you?
Yeah.
And, see, I had 3 or 4 nephews there in New York, and one of my nephews was good with the mail, he said. But I ain't, see, I could have told him, and they could have hoped him. But I ain't gonna tell him. I mean, I ain't sticking my neck out, and he don't want to do right. Now, if he wanted to do, if they had him for nothing he didn't do,
Yeah.
I'd have told him to help him out.
Right.
But he done everything wrong, shit on him, let him do it.
You ever would have thought that he'd have become the person he is now?
He wouldn't have. Listen, Dee went up there to see him one time. I think I give her $1,200. She had hid that some more money hid somewhere. She went up there and stayed a week. Went up the other way, it was a bus, they had a bus ride up there. She went up there, but she didn't come back on the bus, she come back on the plane.
I'm going up there on the bus. That bus ain't fucking me. That's a long ride, though, to New York.
That's a long ride.
I done drove that New York ride already. And on the bus, too?
So, when he got out, he called home. Daddy sent me some money to come home. I sent him the money. He didn't come. Couple of weeks later, he called in. Daddy sent me. I said, I ain't gonna send you nothing. So Althea and Marva, and I guess the rest of them made up together and bought him a ticket. Sent him a ticket and $10 and had it where he couldn't cash the ticket in. He got to use it. That was it.
All right.
He come home. Had 4 or 5 boxes. I thought it was clothes. Nothing there but books. All the clothes he had them on his back.
Wow.
He ain't had change in clothes.
Right.
Nothing. So I bought him a couple of suits. He got started with Cynthia. Cynthia was living around there somewhere. I don't know what. See, you may think I'm lying, but I ain't nothing about nowhere but right here because shit, I ain't had time to be find out who stay here and who stay there. So he got started with Cynthia. Well, after she said, Daddy, I believe I'll take a computer. That's why, go ahead. Cynthia was working, helping him, to go to school.
Right.
When he finished, Daddy, I'm gonna leave Cynthia and get me. I said, you can leave her if you want. I said, but if you leave Cynthia, don't speak to me no more.
Yeah.
I mean, Cynthia done called him for a year.
Right.
Now he gonna leave her and go with somebody else. I said, if you leave her, don't speak to me. That's it for me and you.
Yeah.
So he stayed with her. I guess he did.
Say, man, you get some good stuff here, Karen. Karen, you get some stuff I ain't done.
I'll tell her. I wouldn't tell her before her, but I'll tell you right before him. The girl that he was going with worked right back there at the post office right now. I used to see her when I go back there at the post office. Jacqueline said to me, Daddy, we gonna treat you, we gonna give you a treat of your life. That Christmas they gonna buy me a suit.
Okay.
Jack and June. Jack wasn't making but $9 a week, I think. Her mama had to give her mama $5 of that. Woo! Boy, now you talking about something.
See, man.
You talking about something. Like, wow! Mama, take it home, mama.
She mad, man.
Mama, take it home, mama. I said, Jackie, don't worry. I said, whatever she take from you, I'll give it back to you. See, I was making money. It didn't make no difference. He didn't have to have it. So, Jacqueline paid her part on my suit. When we went down there to pick the suits up for Christmas, me and June and this girl back at the post office, she went. June, I said, June, you got money to get my suit up? Yeah, I got my part, but he can have money to get him a suit. See, we both had a suit made.
Oh.
He gonna take the money. He said, get mine, but he couldn't get his. Well, I didn't let them know it. I said, you go ahead and get your suit. I'll get my suit out. And that's the first time that I ever paid. I paid $100. See, that time was 5 cents on the dollar. I paid $105 for him a pair of shoes that day. And anything they thought they wanted, they got it.
Right.
But it was wrong. See, a fellow was working out there with me. Said, Brum says, I found out how to get to another house and you ain't got no money. I said, what's that? Your name was Harris. He said, you already got a house, and borrow some money on that house and pay down on another. And rent it out in a few months, take that money, buy you another one. I said, that's a good idea, Harris. I come home, I told D, I said, D, I want to buy enough houses for every one of these children, when they get grown, I'm going to get doubles. They have an apartment apiece. He said, no. I said, what you think about it? It's all right. They're like that. I said, but we got to sacrifice. Oh, no, I ain't going to sacrifice. Ain't doing nothing. But you ain't going to sacrifice. See, I was a younger man then, you understand?
Right.
I said, shit, you can't sacrifice. I can't sacrifice.
Right.
That's how come I ain't got nothing.
Right.
You can't. But see, I used to make money. I ain't joking.
Right.
$500 and $600 a week. What not for me to make.
Right.
D ain't made grocery in her life. See, what I would do, I would look in the cabin, look in the ice box, see what's in there. But getting low, when I come to work, I stop and see swiping down there. I stop and swiping. And people used to make me mad with that list. Because I couldn't understand it. They got a list buying groceries. But I understand that the money was living about it. But see, I couldn't understand it. I said, shit, get out of my way. See, I worry about the county, anything I see, I throw in the basket. No matter what it was. I ain't looking to see how much it cost.
Right.
Well, I got the money.
You got the money.
My brother, he used to kill cows and hogs and things, and give me meat all the time. We working in St. Rose. I know we gonna finish about 11 o'clock that day. I said to myself, I think I put about $700, $800 in my pocket. I said, when I get off, I just bought that Monte Carlo. I said, when I get off, I'm going up there and pick the meat up. And I went up there and picked it up. I said to myself, you know, if I drive, because I know I'm going to drive. If I get a ticket, I don't care what it costs, I'm able to pay it. When I got back, I was telling the guys about it. They said, man, you brought that meat out of Mississippi. I said, you can't bring meat out of one state to another. People send you the pill. I didn't know that. I told my brothers, don't give me no more.
Okay.
I said, from now on, you keep that meat. See, you can't take meat out without being inspected. You can't take meat out of one state into another.
Okay.
If they catch you, they send you to the penitentiary.
Okay.
See, my brother used to kill hogs and cows and things and give me meat.
Right.
Not that I want it, but I ain't gonna tell him I don't want it.
Right. This was Uncle Thad?
Dad.
Okay.
Yeah, see, that I was good to him. See, every summer, Jack, June, and Althea used to go up there during school. I'd take them up there. I'd go up there, they in the field pulling peas and man, I'd be so mad. I said, now Thad don't have to have these children out there digging these potatoes and picking peas. He used to sell them. That's why he made his little money, you know. Right. And when I go up there, before I go, I'd go and get me a lot of change. I'd give every last one of Thad's children a couple of nickels. But see, them children, they don't forget it. Right now, Uncle Eddie J. The way they do, them children, when one makes 50 years old, all of them go together and give them $50 apiece. Yeah. So they would, after Mildred died, Thad didn't have nobody. They wanted me to go along with them so Thad could have company. They don't cost me a dime. We left, stayed off 2 weeks. It didn't cost me a quarter. You know, wouldn't, I mean, if I'd just been one of them kind of guys. Right. We went to California, stayed up there 2 weeks with Pearl. That was a daughter named Pearl. Yeah. And her other sister was up there. Her other sister was living by herself. She went and stayed with her boyfriend, and we took her, we stayed in her room while we was up there. Now, they had it arranged where everyone that went up there had somewhere to stay they had to pay for 2 weeks. That's how they had it arranged. Right. And when Thad Jr. had his birthday, he was living in Virginia. We went up there and stayed a week. And we were, you know, all the surrounding towns, wherever we went to all the surrounding towns, like Washington. Yeah. And all around. Just around, right. All the surrounding towns, we was up there. Didn't cost a quarter. I mean, them children that night, and they, if Ann, you might know Ann. I know Ann, man. Every time she come down here, she gonna cook me a pie. See, what happened, my mama taught the mama how to make them egg pies. And I used to go up there, and when I drove up there, Mildred would say, how long you gonna be here today? I said, I'm gonna run down there and see my sisters go down there. She said, pass back by him before you go. When I passed back by there, she got me 1 or 2 egg pies baked. Sometimes the pie be so hot, I had to bring the pan and all. Every time I went, and the same way, every time I went, and she come down here, she bring me a pie. I mean, them children didn't forget it. That's right. See, Pearl, that's Pearl, Thad's oldest daughter. She built a house on the side of the mountain. I don't know if y'all went there or not.
You talking about the one in California?
The one was living in California. On the side of the mountain. Now you could walk in the house, in the kitchen, on the ground, and come out the front door on the 3rd floor. And up on the ground. Okay. Yes, indeed. That's the house. And the jice was 12 or 12s.
The what was?
The jice, you know, instead of seals, 12 or 12. Okay. But they had to put them on with screws, because nails, you know, nails can't go there. Gotcha. They had to take bolts and screws both together. See, Pearl was a carpenter and electrician, and her husband the same thing. And they practically built their own house. Right. And I know she got a mansion for that money, and she had 2 more other houses up there too now. Her sister went up there. She said she told her sister, said, he called her Ted, said, Ted says, you can stay in with me, you know, till you get on your feet. Right. And then, you know, you go for yourself. Oh, no. I ain't gonna stay here and help you. Yeah. And right now she ain't got Oh. Now, and did you go to Pearl's house?
Yeah, I didn't even go see the house. When we left, I stood around the other house. They were telling me about the house that they said she got a bad house in Mississippi.
Boy, she got a house.
Yeah. And it was right around the bend. And we were supposed to go see it, but I caught up, messed with we was playing dominoes. And I said, oh, we were leaving. I said, I ain't going to see the house. Yeah. It's like...
Now, her husband, he had never been in the South before. But Thad had some land. They come down there and bought some land. He don't want nobody to give him nothing. He bought some land and he built his house about 2 blocks off the road. He said he don't want to live on the road.
Yeah,
And he got 5 or 6 bedroom with a bathroom in every room.
Yeah.
Boy, you talking about the bed. But let me tell you something. My niece, she live in California. Not one of them. One of my other sister's niece. Daughter, I mean. Her husband had died. I guess he must have left her a hotel, a rooming house or something. She called me and said, Uncle Eddie J says, if I can sell this place and sell my house, I'm coming home and build down there. That's on the daddy's place. See, in other words, most of everybody, dumb people, got their own home.
Yeah.
I said, all right. Her name was Eddie Willeen. And we call her sister. That's all right, sister.
Then we go to a party, but we went to somebody else's house. I think it was one of the relatives before we went. This was before the storm, I think. We went
down to our house, down big house.
Yeah. That's what we had. Went to the function down there one time. One of them. They had a barbecue. We ate.
That's
we had a party
right.
there. They was throwing down.
Her master bedroom. And she put a king-size bed, looked like a doll bed.
Yeah, they had a bad house.
Yeah.
That's kin to Robin and them. That's what kind of way Robin and them kin to you.
That's right.
Robin and
the Robin name on Kimberly Claim Kin.
What that is? What that
You see, their brother married Titi. See, Steph, Essie Jean, and Pam.
Right.
That was the 3 children Titi had with them. Right. But the rest of the children that's claimed them.
Okay, so Steph and
Essie Jean
and Pam. Okay.
That's the only 3 children she had. Now he was so foolish, my nephew. Mom's a daughter. You know what I'm talking about, that bright one. Now he had red darker than I am. And Mom's just as dark as I am, and he had a girl brighter than Woody. Yeah. And he around there talking about his head. They just go about you.
That's it. He gonna do the features and see if it's fitting. It ain't fitting. It ain't.
Now, when he died, now his sister wouldn't let Pam them. Y'all don't do nothing. And what are they? April. You know the name April?
Yeah. Sure.
You can't do nothing to April. Come boy, made me so mad. I stopped speaking to her.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, she told wouldn't let her. Now she know them children. Them children is just like her mama. Take Pam. Pam is a spit image of her mama. And all of them act and talk just like the McKeowans. But this girl ain't got no future because she ain't no kin to him. But she told his sister told her, y'all can't touch nothing to April come. So a little while after that, April got married or something like that. She come calling me, Uncle Eddie J, I'm trying to find April's house. I don't know where that. Tell me nothing. I mean, I was mad that I guess I was wrong.
He was upset.
I mean, she treated them children wrong. Right. See, I don't believe in treating nobody wrong. No, like, she was coming to April's wedding. April ain't no kin to her. Oh, this other girl, when I went to tell you about, what I was telling you about her brother was staying with her. Now, she'd worked in the doctor's office. And she must have been working in the operation room.
Yeah.
her knees and things, you know, by being in that cold all the time, her knees that give her trouble. But she come home, she told her brother she want to build her house cash. She don't want nothing left. He was a little younger than her. He was having everything. He bought a Jaguar automobile. Now you know what they cost. Told him pay for everything. She had money now.
Right.
And she come up dead. I believe it was a foul play. Now I can't swear this.
Right.
But I just feel like it was a foul play.
Right. Right.
You understand? Because wasn't nobody but him and her.
Right.
And he, they tell me he was on drugs.
Okay. Okay.
And she come up dead.
Right. Right.
I mean, I don't know now. I said, when it happened, I said, if he did wrong, he's not going to enjoy it.
Right.
And about a year and a half then, he got drowned. Other words, she had a red big swimming pool in the back of her house. Well, the neighbors and things come there to swim.
Right. Right.
All they want. So, a bunch of the neighbors out there swimming. They tell me he was in there cooking. Because he, you know, loved to cook and all that kind of stuff. They called him and told him that somebody had fell in the water. And he come running out there with his shoes on and jumped in the water.
Ended up drowning.
Both of them, him and the one fell in that boat got drowned.
Okay. Yeah.
But he hadn't paid for that place. Like, see, she told him to pay for everything.
Okay.
Nothing on credit.
Okay.
But still, by him handling the money, see, he did it like he wanted to do it,
Right.
so he can have money to do what he
Right.
wanted to do.
Right. Indeed. Explain to me the Gatlin-Brumfield connection.
My mother, people was a Gatlin.
Yeah, okay.
Jack Gatlin.
Jack, okay.
The name might be, that's my dad's name.
It's Jack and Alice.
Jack and Alice. See, that's where the Gatlin come in.
Okay.
And my daddy was a Brumfield.
I got you.
But like I told you, my daddy's mama and him, daddy, they wasn't married. I mean, he just got him
Right.
out. And he was a rascal.
But he was a Brumfield.
Yeah, he was Brumfield.
He was a Brumfield.
And see,
So he took the name even though they wasn't married. He still had the name of his daddy?
see, I mean, lately got to the place where you couldn't do. See, at that time, you could name a child whatever you wanted.
Okay.
See, Social Security started in 1935, but it didn't go into effect in 1936. Before then, they didn't have no way to change a place of person.
Okay.
And that before Social Security come,
You
could be carried shelter here and go there and be with it. Nobody knows.
Nobody would know. Right.
See, Reverend D told me, said Reverend Dunn wasn't no Dunn.
Okay.
He changed his name to Dunn. You remember Reverend Dunn, you the preacher? He wasn't no Dunn.
Okay.
He changed his name. He didn't like the name he had. He changed his name.
Okay.
And a lot of people, now, my daddy's first cousin, the one who used to be my dad and dad doing all the wrong things, they was, the younger boy was staying with my grandpa. He used to drive my grandpa's car for him. My grandpa, got old.
Okay.
He didn't know much about driving. That boy used to stay with him driving. Cause like K-Yon used to do. They killed a man. In other words, the guy was named Isaac. Isaac and another guy was going, the guy about to take the woman from Isaac.
Okay.
My cousin.
Okay.
So they made a plot, him and the brother, to kill the guy. So they fooled the guy and had the guy to come to their house. They had it cut and dried. They took up some boards, they have an old house, the boards just killed.
Right.
Took up some boards and dug a hole up under the house and killed him.
Okay.
And buried him.
Okay.
And burnt the house down.
Oh, wow.
Cut and dried.
Right.
The guy was a Mason.
Mm.
Well, they got to looking and going on about the guy got missing. And the woman got on the woman. The woman said, well, she left with Buddy and son. Then they got on them. Grandpa said, Buddy, that was the boy, the young boy name what used to drive his car. He said, if you did it, tell him. If Grandpa got money, Grandpa will get you out.
Okay.
Tell him. But see, the Brumfields up there handled everything in that community. Okay. See, otherwise you had money at that time. Whatever you said, that was it.
That was the law.
And Grandpa told him, says, if you did it, tell him you did it. Grandpa will get you out. The boy told him, and told him everything that happened. They give the oldest one that they really was going to give him life in prison and give this boy 20 years. And broke Grandpa. You know, they're going to break him first.
Okay.
They broke him. Okay. Broke him. But Grandpa didn't live long then.
Okay.
But he asked them other white folk to take care of my daddy as long as he lived.
Okay.
They give him his word. And that made a fool out of him.
Right.
He stayed in trouble. All they got to do, if he get in trouble, the guy named Red Henry Brumfield, call Mr. Henry. Turn him loose.
Yeah.
Turn him loose.
Yeah. Yeah.
And that made a fool out of him.
Right.
And that's why one day, my dad was a terrible drinker. One day we used to go, a friend of mine had an automobile. And we used to go to the line. See, Mississippi was dry. We'd come to the state line, which was about 15 miles on a Sunday by drink. I bought wine, that's what I like to wine. I was in the field plying and had an appetite for a drink. I mean, I guess if I'd had that day how to drink, God knows how much. I said, this is it. And I ain't drank from that day on.
Is that right?
Because I got to thinking about what the drinking did my daddy.
Okay.
And it caused him to be like he is, you understand?
Okay.
I said, I don't want to get in that shape.
Right.
That's why I can't understand boys now, they go to the penitentiary, they go somewhere and get in trouble, stay out of 2 or 3 weeks, they're right back again. I can't understand it. What they got on their mind?
Right.
See, my daddy stayed 17 years. Wasn't able to eat nothing decent.
Mm-hmm.
If he did, it made him sick.
He kept drinking though? He kept drinking though? He stayed drinking all the time?
You see, what I think it was, now I think he had cancer. But see, at that time, they didn't have no way to know these kind of things,
right.
You see.
Right.
I mean, the first I can understand with cancer, now certain things you can't eat make you sick.
Uh-huh.
So I just felt like that's what he had, cancer.
Okay.
Because he used to drink that stump hole liquor, they call it, day drunk. And I guess just eat him up.
How did your mom pass away?
Just old age.
Old age.
Well, I mean, she wasn't that old. She was in her late 60s, but I guess she had worked herself to death. See, my mama, you may think I'm lying, Carrie. We lived on the hill. They had a well. They had to draw water, but water was deep, deep.
Uh-huh.
Down in the bottom, they had a spring.
Okay.
They could go down there and dip up all the water you want.
Okay.
I've seen my mother go down and bring 3 pails of water. She said one on her head and one in each hand and walk with it. How she do it, I don't know. A pail of water on her head and reach down and pick up 2 more and walk with it. We could be in the field, I'm going to tell you a fact, we'd be in the field working. I imagine about 10 o'clock she would leave and go home and cook.
Okay. So she was in the field with y'all?
In the field, she worked about 10 o'clock.
Okay. Okay.
She'd go to the house and cook and wash. While food cooking, she got that wash.
Wow.
And when we come home, the dinner ready.
Wow.
We can't go back to the field. She go back to the field with her.
Wow.
Mama was a woman.
So that leads that. Well, then, so looking at that example, that's why you wouldn't want your wife to work. That's why you don't want your wife.
No. I just know that I could make enough money. See, in other words, I wanted the children taken care of.
Oh, I got you.
See, I was so crazy about Jack and June.
I got you.
You understand?
Uh-huh.
I don't want nothing to happen. I wanted to go to school and get educated.
Right.
I didn't have a chance. You understand?
Right.
But I want them to get an education.
Right.
If I said, I let her to get up to fix my breakfast. She said, get up. I said, no. I said, if you get up, see, I left you already. I said, if you get up to fix my breakfast, you're going to go back to sleep and oversleep yourself and them children go to school hungry. I don't want them going to school hungry.
Right.
You sleep the time to get up and cook and fix them children breakfast so they can go to school like.
Right.
That was the idea.
Right. Did she do that?
I don't know. I don't know how they made it. See, D never had a job in her life.
Never.
Yeah.
But she had everything she wanted.
Right.
Yeah, she ain't working.
Right. Tell me how you got so good with dominoes and cards and stuff.
Well, you see, what I used to do, I started playing cards when I was about, I guess, 12 years old.
Okay.
I used to play around them guys used to play cards there. I couldn't play one of them, I could lay there and look at them. I could look at them and to see them sharks playing them cards, you see. And see them. I'll tell you what I used to do. You may think that's a lot. I used to play, I don't know if you ever played in the talk or not. See, I was so fast with a deck of cards that you couldn't see what my hand was doing. If we playing talk, it's 5 of us playing. If you fall out with a hand in my deal, I got that same hand the next deal.
Okay.
Yeah, but
See, I put the hand at the bottom of the deck.
Right.
I riffle the card, but I ain't gonna never let them go to the bottom. You understand?
Okay.
And when I'm dealing the cards, I'm gonna throw the card so hard to you gonna try to keep it on the table. You can't watch what I'm doing. See, I can shoot a card from the other way.
oh man.
You got to watch your card. You can't
watch your card, huh?
Yes, indeed.
I get yours from the top, mine from the bottom.
Okay.
And I got that same, but see, this what really stopped me. I went to Salisbury's. I stood up and looked at them guys' seats in there. I ain't said nothing to the seat. The deal got to the seat.
Okay.
I took the seat. I want my front. I said, you can have your front. I wanted the deck. Yeah, you're trying to take your front, partner. I'll deal a card. That's what I want to deal.
Okay.
I dealt myself 4 aces and a deuce. I know I got the best hand. Here's a guy spread. Now, if I don't spread, but it ain't for you, you ain't gonna get it. I got too greedy. I spread it 3 aces.
Okay.
But the guy got scared and he didn't come down and he tunked out.
Okay.
That made him win. Okay. The next time I dealt myself a spread. Yeah, the guy come down before I could spread.
Okay.
I said, it ain't for me.
Okay.
Well, I stopped trying to be smart. But really, what really stopped me from trying to be smart, see, I used to like to play coon cat. My game was going, see, when we wait a boat to come from overseas that had shells on it, they paid us double time if we found live ammunition on it.
Okay.
You understand? My gang was going on one of them boats, but I'm playing coon cat. I ain't going. That's how much I love playing cards.
Okay.
I'm playing a guy. Do you know how to play coon cat?
No, never heard of it.
You deal a person 10 cards But when he fall out, he have 11.
Okay.
You understand?
Uh-huh.
I deal him 9 instead of 10, and I got 10. I say, he ain't gonna win nothing they do. Deal him 9, me 10.
Okay.
See how the way this way Coon can go. The man to do the winning, the next man got the deal all the time. If you win all the game, the other man got the deal.
Okay.
But if it's a tab change the deal.
Okay.
That make me have to deal.
Okay.
So I was dealing. We tabbed a couple. Every time we tabbed, I was going to go double on. Because I know you ain't gonna win. So when we stopped playing, I think some of them Negroes told him. We was standing at the bar, and he come in and laid his arm around my shoulder. I ain't paying no attention because I'm green. That Negro had a knife around a blaze or something that's so sharp. I think the scar's still on my shit. So sharp I couldn't even feel it. But the bartender was a woman. She knew me. And she seen him, and she picked up a bottle and said, if you don't take that knife from around that man's neck, I'm going to bust your brains out. He was going to pull my head off. I said, I better leave this sharpness alone.
Wow.
I kind of laid off then.
Wow.
Because I see they ain't going to pay.
Right, right. That's tough.
Get your head knocked off.
Yeah, that nigga finna pull my head off, man. That knife was so, it was cutting me and I didn't even know.
You was bleeding.
I don't know what it was. It was so sharp till it, you know, he wasn't cutting, really cutting. He just had it laying around there.
Right.
By having laying there was so sharp that it was cutting my leg.
Right.
You was trying to get over there to see if you said something, huh?
And I just said to myself, this sharpness ain't gonna get it. Oh, I was sharp. Give a deck of cards. Man, I could take a deck of cards and do most anything I want to do. We used to go back to the hall all the time and play. One old guy, they called himself watching me, you know. And when I riffled the card, he said, settle down, let me count. I set him down. Then I say something to him or tell something to somebody else, make him look off, I jump the count. Instead of putting back like he cut him, put back like the one. Hey, say, well, why you want to put that thing? You gonna look around there.
Okay.
Brumfield, you doing something? I ain't doing nothing but dealing the cards.
Right.
Yeah, man, I used to do something with them cards. Now, see, I love playing cards so well. 12 o'clock come at night. Everybody going to get them something to eat. I'm going to look for somebody to play cards.
Yeah.
I tell them, bring me a sandwich, man. I'm going to play cards. But the same thing, I got to be a foreman. You see, a lot of those foremen, yeah, Woody, look, bring me a sandwich. He ain't giving them a nickel. Bring me a sandwich. Woody, bring him a sandwich. Well, you owe him a favor.
Okay.
If in a break come up, he's supposed to give it to him, you understand?
Right.
But maybe Woody can't master what he wants to do, but he got to give it to him because he done did him a favor.
Right.
See, when I send one for me, I'm going to give him a $10 bill. You understand?
Uh-huh.
It costs, I don't care what it costs. That's all right. You had enough money, did you?
Right.
See, I didn't let them tie my hand.
Right.